Well, thank you very much all for being here. When I drop my little 6-year-old off at school in the morning, I want him to feel totally and completely safe in the place where he's growing, where he's learning, where he's becoming everything that he can be. And the reality is that that is not the way that millions of kids feel today all across the country. And we grieve for those that we have lost. On the 2-year anniversary of Sandy Hook, there's no words that we can express that tell you how we feel about the constant continuing grief, incalculable grief that still exists in Sandy Hook. But we also are here on behalf of all of the kids who feel a little bit less safe today than they did 2 years ago, than they did 1 year ago, than they did 6 months ago, given the fact that they have to hear week after week, month after month, about this constant pace of school shootings that happen all across this country. 95 school shootings since Newtown. And what has Congress done? Nothing. Senator Blumenthal said it well, right? Congress has become complicit in these school shootings by our silence. When we do nothing, we send a bizarre and confounding message of endorsement. And the laws matter, right? The laws matter. When you don't pass background checks, it's just much more likely that someone will get their hands on an illegal gun and use it to kill their neighbors or their classmates. When Adam Lanza walked into Newtown, walked into Sandy Hook Elementary School, there wasn't a single child who survived because he was firing one of the most dangerous, most high-powered, most lethal weapons that exist today that's available on the street. 6 little kids were able to escape that school because he had to change magazines. But he didn't have to change magazines very often because he was using these high-capacity clips that are still legal for purchase. So the laws matter, and it's time for Congress to act. We hope that it doesn't take 10 years to get a common-sense anti-gun violence law passed through Congress, but let's just remember that the Brady handgun bill was passed 10 years after the attempted assassination of the president. Now, we're not planning on a 10-year fight here, but we do know that the gun lobby spent decades amassing their power, building a political infrastructure. And so we need to do the same kind of hard work. And that's what Everytown is doing. And we hope that that's what this report is going to encourage. More average, everyday people, parents who don't want their kids living in fear when they go to school, calling on Congress to act. We know maybe the chances of passing this legislation became a little bit less likely given November's results, but we are not going to cease fighting until we remove the stain of Congress's inaction from this town.